thought I would do a vintage tag video. This will be my third time doing this. Back in 2013, I believe, I did one on my Facebook, but it wasn't a video. That was before I had a phone even. And then I did one back 3 years ago, which was 2017, I believe, for just my family on Facebook. So here we go on YouTube. So alrighty, so I got my questions written down here in my handy dandy notebook. God, you can tell I'm from the 90s. Hey, I am vintage. Anyways, so we're just going to jump right into it because by this time y'all know I love to talk and I'm losing my flower. I'm looking a little bit like a orange creature from the Black Lagoon, but that's okay. Aesthetic. Okay, the first question is, who are your style icons? Oh Lord, I have quite a few actually. I didn't write anybody down, but maybe I should have. Betty Grable is one. Pretty much anyone from the 1940s and 50s would be considered a style icon for me. Excuse me. Yeah, so newer people or newer people would probably be well, she's not a model, but Leah Barda Gajralova, she is the artist for Lucky Hellcat. That's her artist name, but yeah, I like her look. I like pretty much, bands and stuff. Oh God, Asdia's Bats. They got a good aesthetic. Maybe I should have wrote some people down, but mainly people like that. And Imelda May before she quit being rockabilly, but whatever. Let's see. 2, what's your most used hair tool? I'm going to be one of those copycats like a couple of other girls have said and say my hands. But a tool that is not attached to my body would probably be my hairbrush or bobby pins. Bobby pins? Alright, number 3, is vintage something you do every day, special occasions, or weekends? Every day. I do this every day. I own vintage nightgowns, I have vintage pajamas. Some of it's not really vintage. I mean, some of it's just like, maybe stuff that I had when I was younger, or like lingerie type stuff, and that was my mom's, or something from the 80s and 90s. So I mean, and I do pretty much put makeup on every single day. I do pin curl my hair every night, unless it's too wet, which I mentioned that in my nighttime video. If it's too wet, I will give my hair one day just to be untouched, but then I get right back into it. So yeah, every day. Let's see, 4, dress, skirt, or pants. I literally only own one pair of pants, so definitely not pants. It depends on what the dress or skirt is, really. I think skirts are more versatile because you can switch the tops and stuff, or so. But my favorite thing I own is one of my dresses, so I'm gonna go dress. Alright, number 5, off the rack or homemade. If I had a sewing machine, then I would gladly say homemade, but I'm not really that great of a sewer. I'm really not, so I'm going to have to say off the rack. Number 6, extreme vintage or subtle touches. Honestly, most of the stuff I own isn't really vintage, but it's like reproduction, or it looks vintage. Like this is, here, I'll show you. This right here is like a little... It looks vintage. It looks like a 1940s like tropical or Hawaiian playsuit thing. So I mean, it's from Walmart. I don't shop at Walmart. My mother got it for me. But I mean, so I don't really know how to answer that. Plus I mix the styles. I mix like goth with rockabilly and vintage, so I don't really know how to answer that with extreme or subtle, but if we're talking actual, like legit vintage, then it wouldn't be extreme because I only own maybe like one or two dresses that I can wear out that are, nightgowns are vintage, but I don't know. Anyway, I would just say it just depends. I would just say it just depends. Yeah. All right. God, that was a hard question. Sorry about that. 7, what does your family think of your style? Well, I've been dressing like this for 12 years now. They like it. I'm sure, they like it better than me wearing black lipstick every day. Which I do sometimes do, but not as much as I used to. Long time ago. But, yeah, they're perfectly fine with it. My parents have tattoos too, so they don't dress like me, but my dad dresses like a rock star, so go figure. Alright, number 8. Do you find the vintage community welcoming or snobby? It depends. Being kind of a part of both subcultures, or two subcultures, I've actually found the vintage community to be way more welcoming than the goth community in my experience. I'm not saying that everybody's like that. I'm not saying everybody's nice in the vintage community either, because you have good and nice people and you have bad people or assholes in every subculture, everything, honestly. But I will say that the vintage community is a lot more welcoming. I mean, you're going to have your snobs. They're like, you're not dressed in actual vintage. You look too goth to be rockabilly, or you look too this to be that. And you know what I say? Don't care. But overall, they're pretty awesome. They're really awesome. All right, number 9. What is your favorite way to get inspired? Watching music videos. Looking at models and stuff like that are much more popular than I am. Other vintage YouTubers, old movies. Yeah, especially a lot of 1940s Technicolors. Anything Betty Grable. That's going to be the answer for everything. Alright, number 10. Updo, down, or half and half? That kind of depends too, but most of the time I prefer to do half up, half down. I don't really like my hair up that much unless it's really hot or I'm working or cleaning, around the house and yard. So, and I really only leave it down like the first day that it's been in pin curls. So I prefer to have victory rolls or, on the side or, so half and half. Alright, number 11. What's your favorite blush and lipstick? My favorite blush, I'm cheap and poor, so, you like those pages? Where is the blush? Oh, it's in my everyday makeup bag. My favorite blush is by e.l.f. It's a coral color, pretty much anything a coral color, but this one is called Twinkle Pink, even though it's a coral color. I have used it, and if I posted any videos of me doing makeup, that's the blush that I use. And it's like $2, maybe $1, I don't even know. Oh yeah, favorite lipstick is water. That ain't it, but it's by that's the right brand. Yeah, this is e.l.f. and it's this really like bloody red, but it's called Ruby Red, so close enough. And as you can see, I definitely use that a lot. It's really creamy. It's really nice. It's not matte or anything. My favorite used to be 006 Really Red Matte or something like that from Revlon, because it was a original color. These are cool. Real quick, Pan, I will tell you, I'm really not in this whole whatever beauty stuff, but, well, not brand names and stuff. Like, all these people got palettes and everything, I don't. But if you take this off, it's a lip gloss. Like, who would have thought? That's genius. That right there is some genius. Anyways, probably y'all already know that, but. Alright, number 12, hills or flats. How about wedges? I like wedges, but most of the time I wear flats. 13, do you swing dance? Kinda. I kinda just like to dance in general, so, but that specifically, not really. Kinda. I wish I knew, but I don't. 14, favorite perfume. Well, I said this in one of my other videos, my Get to Know Me video. My favorite perfume, I don't like perfume because I think it's too strong, but my favorite scent is Squeeze a Pineapple from Victoria's Secret, which they don't really make it anymore, but that's my favorite. Alrighty. Alright. 15, favorite skincare product. Honestly, probably coconut oil. It's coconut oil. Yeah, I stand by that with everything. Everything, skin, face, you name it. 16, favorite accessory. My nose ring. It's probably the only thing that I have that I actually wear. Well, I do have earrings too. I don't have my favorite earrings in here, but there's these little bottle caps with zombie pinups in them that I got from Hellbilly Hootenanny the first year that they had it. And yeah, they're really cute. They go with everything that I wear pretty much. Let's see. 17, what drew you to vintage style? Probably everybody's answer to this. I grew up watching old stuff. I grew up watching old cartoons, 40s and 50s, 60s, a lot of 80s, even though I'm not from the 80s. But I pretty much grew up like a kid would in the 80s because my mom was pretty young when she had me, and my parents were both still obsessed with 80s metal and stuff, which explains why I also am obsessed with 80s metal. Wrong era right here, but yeah, pretty much watching stuff like that. Music videos still. I mean, which I know they didn't really have those way back then, but I mean, yeah. All right. 18, favorite places to shop vintage. Goodwill. 19, favorite vintage eras. 40s, 50s, early, like real early 60s. Like we're talking like literally 1960 and 1961. And that's it. I do like the 20s and 30s as well, but I like the more of the music then than, you know, and the movies, then I would like to dress like that all the time. So, Lord, this lighting is crazy. I'm so sorry. One day I'll get a camera. But anyway, and 80s. 80s. I also love the 80s because even if most of the time if my hair is really dirty and I'm getting ready to party, I tease the shit out of my hair. And I love huge teased 80s hair. I do dress 80s. Like I wear my Motley Crue shirt or my Steel Panther shirt, and then like some leopard shorts that I also wear for regular vintage 50s that I do. And my dingoes. Can't go wrong with no dingoes now. But yeah. But most of the time I still look like, what in the world? Them squirrels are having a fight on my roof or something, because that's what it surely sounds like. But, yeah, pretty much those areas. I want to say 90s too, just because I grew up in the 90s, but I hate grunge. I'm sorry, I hate grunge. But I will say the 90s were awesome for, like, rockabilly throwback, like 50s throwbacks, and 70s. I don't really like the 70s. I like 70s rock, I just don't like disco, and I don't know. I'm really picky with music most of the time. But, yeah, so pretty much all those eras. I hate this era, though. Style and stuff-wise. I do like this era only because, I mean, I'm alive, so I guess that's something. But, also, I get to pick all these eras that I like, and I can do what I like and dress how I want from any decade and listen to all the music from before then. So it's not that bad living in 2020. All right, 20 most glamorous film stars. Pretty much all of them: Betty Grable, Rita Hayworth, Hedy Lamarr, Judy Garland, Katharine Hepburn, all of them. Excuse me, let me get some water real quick. It's a sign I talk way too much. All right. Number 21, favorite vintage object you own. Well, before all of, I'll just throw this over here. Before all of my stuff got lost / stolen / left / whatever, I used to collect vintage salt and pepper shakers. I used to collect vintage ashtrays. I only use like 1 or 2 of them because I do smoke. So cigarettes, once again, cigarettes, in case anybody watching this is like, whatever. But I had these salt and pepper shakers that were deer, and there's a little girl deer, and she was hugging, or maybe not hugging it, but she was up against this little like high heel, excuse me, and then there was a little boy deer, and he was hugging a boot, and it was the cutest thing that you've ever seen. And those were my favorite. And now I guess it would have to be oh Lord, I don't have a lot of vintage knickknacks like I used to. I mean, I do, but I don't. I guess I would have to say, oh God. I have these little black poodles that this girl that worked at the bar, that she still works there, and she's gave them to me for my 21st birthday, and I've still had them, so that's probably the only thing that I really still have that's like from the 50s, or older. I don't know. They could be older. They look a little bit older. I'll have to go look at them. I got a few things, just not like I used to. Like I said, a lot of my stuff is more like reproduction, and it's supposed to look vintage, but it's not actually vintage. So, but anyway, well, I hope y'all enjoyed that, and if you have any questions or want to ask me any questions, then feel free to do so. Or if you also like certain stuff too, then just let me know. But anyways, I hope y'all have a good one, and we'll holler at you later.